Thank you for clicking on this video. Earlier today, I was sitting in an infusion clinic getting my usual dose of an immunosuppressant chemotherapy type drug, and I must have nodded off because I had a nightmare. And in that nightmare, I showed up to a gig, a heavy rock gig, with my Hofner Club Bass, and I got laughed off the stage. And that got me thinking, why can't I show up to a heavy rock gig with a Hofner Club Bass? Stylistically, and aesthetically, it doesn't really fit, but tonally, could I make a Hofner Club Bass tonally fit a heavy rock gig? So after getting home, got to work, tweaked some settings, and I think I can make it work. You be the judge. Let me show you the sounds and how I got there. So this is a contemporary series, Hofner Club Bass, and what makes this different than any other Hofner Beetle bass is there is a center block that runs down the middle of this instrument. So it does make it less prone to feedback on loud stages, but I think that center block also makes it more tonally versatile. This also has a bridge pickup, which I think is pretty important to getting a more heavy rock oriented sound, because you really want a little more treble, a little more bite to the tone. So let me show you what this bass with only the bridge pickup sounds like. So bridge all the way up. So there's not a lot of low end at all coming out of this bridge pickup. On the other hand, if you only use the neck pickup, then you get that typical Hofner woody tubby sound. Which is a totally cool sound for that Hofner vibe. But for a heavier rock type setting, you probably won't have enough note definition to cut through a dense mix. Now, if you have both pickups on, this is the sound. That's better. We're getting there. So for today, instead of my usual Gallion-Kruger settings, I'm using an Ampeg SVT Bright setting, and I'm running it through a model of an 810 cabinet, which is pretty classic for the rock sound. For today, I'm also going to add some overdrive, and I'm going to use the model of the full tone OCD. So let me click that on. Alright, that's getting quite a bit closer. I want even more kind of high-end bite that a bass like this Hofner just won't give us, especially seeing how I've strung this with Tomastic flat wounds. So those highs just aren't there. But with the Line6, I'm going to use the simple pitch effect. So I'm going to go up an octave. Now, I experimented with this, and I initially, with conventional teaching, put all my pitch effects first in the chain. But I didn't really like the sound of that. So I ended up putting the octave up pitch effect after the overdrive. So now everything, harmonics and all that dirt, is also being pitched up an octave. And I have it on a pretty low mix percentage, just for a little bit of extra bite in the higher treble content area. And here we go. So by itself, it's a bit of an ugly tone, but I think if you put it in the context of drums, guitars, and other instruments, I think you can actually make that sound work. And that's coming out of the Hofner Club Bass. So I gotta say, I've surprised myself with today's tonal experiment. I didn't think I could get that type of sound out of, a semi-hollow body bass. So I think the take-home message today is don't always be kind of restricted or bound by, convention. Experiment, and within every instrument there are lots of sonic possibilities. Don't be tied down to what other people tell you an instrument can or cannot do. Until next time, rock on.